everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gabriel, and today we're going to do another divine energy reading. This reading is meant to be timeless, so if you find it on a week that it wasn't uploaded, then there's still a message for you. If this applies, even if you don't know your twin flame, you're not sure about twin flames, or if you're in union with your twin flame, there's going to be a message for you if you found this video. So today we're going to be using the Spirit Messages deck by John Holland, keeping with the John Holland theme this week, and we're just gonna dive into it. So we're going to pull the cards first. I'm pulling them out here now, and let's go. So the first card that popped out is Embrace the Moment. Embrace this day, this very moment. Think positively today and repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself or others. This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you're changing your energy. Yeah. This reading this week, and I can kind of see it, is, really just you kind of coming into this space. We've been talking about going through that dark night of the soul period for the past couple weeks and coming into this transformation energy. And this is really just learning to live in the present and not focusing on what's coming next, not focusing on 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead, 5 steps ahead. You just want to embrace the moment right here because love is in this moment. God is in this moment. And there's a great quote by Jeff and Shalia that I'm going to just paraphrase. And it's basically like God is in this moment. And when you reject this moment, when you refuse to be present, when you want to, I'm very, very much paraphrasing at this moment, but when you're trying to be in the present or when you're trying to be in the future or the past and you're denying this moment, you're denying yourself a relationship with God, and you're also denying yourself a relationship with yourself and your twin flame, because you can't have that deeper relationship with yourself and that deeper relationship with your twin flame if you're not having that relationship with God. And that kind of cuts you off from love to be always in the present, or always to be in the future, in that anxiety state, or in the past, that depression state, rather than to just be in the present. And in this moment, you have all the love that you're desiring right now. So, just be where you're at. It's okay to be in this moment and find the peace that's always available for you there, and really connect with God as you're feeling into where your union is at and where you're at. Just embrace this moment right now because you're right where you need to be. And the next card is Let Go. Let go. Surrender. Surrender to God. Once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all the emotional constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and the guidance of Spirit, as we have only your best intentions at heart and will do everything in our power to protect you. So there's a great class in Twin Flame Ascension School, and if you don't have Twin Flame Ascension School, go there now and subscribe, become a member. Purchase this. It's going to change your life. But there's a great class called The Final Surrender. And it talks about, one of the things you have to do before you come into harmonious union with your twin flame is you have to surrender them. And this is the same with anything on your journey. You have to just surrender your twin flame back to God. You have to say, I just surrender. I don't know if we're gonna come together or not come together or whatever. It's just kind of God, I just surrender them to you. I'm happy with God. I'm happy with myself. And this is a process. You don't just say this. It's more you really come into this place where you energetically surrender them to God. You're I'm happy. I I know they're with me. I know they're always one with me. I know that they are my person, but they're, you know, they're God's, like they're God's child, and I surrender them to God. And what that allows you to do, like this card says, is kind of frees up that energy and allows like God to work. Because when you're attaching to your twin flame in any way, even attaching to who they are or what they're doing, or even if you know who your twin flame is, even if you know in your heart, you're like, yes, that is my person and we're gonna be together. That may be true, but you still have to surrender them to God. It's up to God to make that happen. It's up to God to figure out all the pieces. And if you're hanging on to it, you're preventing that from happening. So, just again, like letting go and like embracing where you're at right now in this moment from the previous card is really just kind of how you're gonna free that up. There's so many examples in Twin Flame Ascension School and people who have come into Harmonious Union to where like they surrendered their twin flame, and it's almost like the next day their twin flame actually came to them. I think Michaela has told the story of like she just kind of finally let go, and then suddenly her twin flame was revealed to her, and now they're married in a harmonious union. It's really just about surrendering and allowing God to come into that space. You still have to do your inner work. That's not control. That's actually your part in it, in manifesting your union. But the rest of it you leave up to God, and you don't keep checking in on God. You surrender it and truly surrender it. And don't be hard on yourself if you're not there yet. Again, it is a process of letting go, but you continually make that choice to surrender your twin flame. And when you finally energetically do completely surrender your twin flame, that's when they can actually come into your life for real. And you'll be able to enjoy a relationship with them from one of just desiring to be together rather than any type of attachment or control. All right, the next card is self-love. Now's the time to love, nurture, and heal yourself. Self-love is not simply a state of mind about feeling good. It's a state of appreciation for yourself. And that grows and matures from actions you take to support your body, mind, and soul. Yeah. As you're like letting go and you're embracing this moment, take this time for self-love. This job, it really does feel like a job sometimes, but this journey is like primarily about self-love. And if you're not doing the mirror exercise, like you're not going to see the results. Like the mirror exercise is to help you cultivate this self-love for yourself. And then that naturally extends to your twin flame because they are you. They are a mirror of you. And the more that you love yourself and cultivate that love within your heart, the more love that can be reflected back to you through your twin flame. So yeah, this is good. Like take some time, love yourself, and know that as you invest in loving yourself, you're also investing in loving your union. Next card is strength. Strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own unique, beautiful way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continual basis. You're never really alone, as we're always with you. And yeah, God is always with you, and your strength, is peace. Your power is peace. And as you've gone through these challenges, you've really like built this inner strength, right? Especially if you've been kind of moving through the same energy that these cards have been moving through in the past couple weeks of this transformation energy, and dark nights of the soul and caves of fear. This strength that you're building within yourself is going to help you maintain your union, and having that confidence is built in God too. So know that the work that you've been doing is paying off, and like you're gonna find that strength in this like self-love and letting go and embracing the moment that we've been covering. This is all leading you to greater strength within your union to maintain it. All right. On the bottom of the deck for this week is take a moment. Stop now. Now is not the time to rush into a decision you're about to make. Before this important decision is made, take a moment to pause and quiet your mind so that you can ask your soul for guidance before you act or move forward. And what I really feel like this is just move from a place of peace. Always move from a place of being centered and having cleared through your upsets before you make, especially a big decision. If you make a decision based in fear because for example, you take a job because you're afraid you're not going to have a job, and it feels bad. Like it feels bad in your heart, but you're like, oh, I've got to take this job because I'm not going to have a job. Or if your twin flame comes to you and you're like, oh, I've got to take this chance to be together, or I'm not going to be with them, and you feel very anxious, like, don't make a decision from that place. Allow yourself to move through any feelings that are coming up with the mirror exercise, with meditation, with journaling, and allow yourself to move through all of those feelings, the full cycle of your emotions, before you make an important decision, and do it from that place of peace, because that's where you're going to hear God's guidance. That's where you're going to be able to follow your intuition and check in with your heart. If you're making the decision from a place of excitement, or if you're making your, which is based in fear, or you're making your choice from like depression or something that's also fear, that really kind of skews your path. You're not really trusting that God will guide you perfectly. And so allowing yourself to go into that place of peace, run through your feelings. Like, God will always give you time if you give yourself time to like really make these heavy decisions. That doesn't mean take 3 years to decide something that you need to decide in two weeks if there is like a decision that has to be made for a deadline. But you do have this, give yourself the space to take a day to like really think it through and move through your emotions before you come back with a response. And you have to know yourself in order to make those decisions. So the more you cultivate that relationship with yourself, the more you're going to understand your emotions, understand your cycles, understand your healing, and know that you can move from that place of peace and be safe as you're taking those steps with God. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to be notified when the next videos are uploaded. If you are having some challenges in your twin flame union, or you would like more support to keep building momentum in your healing journey to claim harmonious union, I offer ascension coaching services and personalized oracle card readings that go more in depth into your specific union and the next steps that you need for healing. You can find all of those services at sacredtwinflameunion.com, and I will see you in the next video.